Goldbridge, that's football. It's our Iceland versus England live watch-along. I hope you're all doing very well this Saturday early afternoon. Right, it's not early afternoon, it's late afternoon. What are you talking about, Goldbridge? It's late afternoon, it's not early. But yes, we are live. I hope you're all doing very well. I mean, we are into September now, so I suppose you do need to look at it like it is September because it is September. But an almost autumnal feeling for the first time ever. I'm just fingers crossed that we're actually going to be moving towards. I always like September to Christmas. And football, but I do worry about this coronavirus. It's massively increasing in France and other countries. So look, stay safe, stay well. We've been saying it for a long time. The England team is Jordan Pickford in goal. What a prat! Pickford in goal. I mean, I have only just realised that Pickford's in goal. My mood is burst. I mean, Henderson and Pope are miles better. Anyway, that is the team. Pickford, Walker, Trippier, Gomez, Dyer. Weird back four. I presume Trippier is left back. Gomez and Eric Dyer as centre-backs, Kyle Walker. Declan Rice holding the midfield, Ward-Prowse and Foden with Sancho, Sterling and Kane. I mean, is that the best we can do? Yeah, I mean, I like Declan Rice, Ward-Prowse. You know, it's an opportunity. But I must admit, it's not really for me, that team, if I'm honest with you. It's on Sky. The game. What do you think of Phil Foden, says Danny Stu. I do like Phil Foden. I think he's an exciting player. I think it's interesting that Pep's given him more game time. But I just want to check something here, what the wider squad for England is, because we've got Iceland and we've got Denmark and we've got Belgium in this UEFA Nations thing. But, well, I say thing, that's what it is called. There's been a lot of other football today as well. There's been a lot of other football going on today. But, yeah, so England are playing Iceland. And obviously Iceland aren't terrible because Iceland have got players like Sigurdsson in it and others, and they do a big clap. So that's not a reason why they're good. But we have got on the bench Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mings, Keane, Grealish, Mount, Cody, Phillips, Ings, Henderson, Greenwood. Well, he's not gone with his strongest team, has he? Because you would imagine that Trent Alexander-Arnold and Henderson would normally start for England. Greenwood on the bench, of course. But no start place for Sigurdsson either for Iceland. Everybody's name in the whole squad for Iceland ends in Son. So, yeah, that's an interesting fact for you. Everyone's second name begins with Son. But look, hope you're doing well. The game kicks off at 5 o'clock, so we're about 21 minutes away. In fact, we are 21 minutes away from kickoff, so hope you're doing well. Why is Eric Dyer playing, says James. Good points. But I would expect England to win this game, and I would expect them to put on a good show. Their next game is on Tuesday night, where they are going to be playing Denmark away as well. So 2 away games for England, Iceland and then Denmark. Jadon Sancho watch, yes, you could call it that. In fact, we will call it that. But bit of football's starting to come back now. Exciting times. And I hope that they can deliver. I mean, what I would say about Manchester United and Jadon Sancho, because I know we'll have a few United fans watching, is that I don't really see any issue in Jadon Sancho playing well tonight, because the fee has been set by Dortmund for what they want. So I don't see an issue in relation to that at all. I think that he will still come to Manchester United regardless of what happens there. Why don't you rate Pickford? I just don't rate Pickford. Does anybody rate Pickford? And you know what? I get bored. I get bored of people saying, "Oh, stop hating on this, that, and the other." I don't hate on anybody because I don't actually know Jordan Pickford. I don't. And I don't know Anthony Martial, but I love Anthony Martial, and I can't stand Pickford as a goalkeeper. And I know neither of them. You know what? You know why I dislike them? I judge them as footballers. If I went and played for England today, you'd say, what a pile of shit. This is the worst player we've ever seen in an England shirt. And I'd have to, you know what? I would have to sit there after I'd, calmed down because I'm very unfit. And I would have to say, you know what? I'll take it on the chin. If they went down the local harvester with me for a nice mixed grill, we'd probably have a pint and a chat and find common ground. But judging me on the football pitch, you're right. I'm absolutely terrible. So, look, T-Rex arms in goal, says Jem. That's not offensive. I don't think he has got very big arms for a goalkeeper. I don't rate him. But, Southgate, I can't understand why it's not. I don't understand why he's not gone with Henderson or Pope over Pickford. I thought he had a crap season last year. I just don't understand. I don't understand why he sticks with Pickford. I just don't get it. What do you think about this, Mark? Chelsea can win the league, says Murdell. Well, I've done my Premier League prediction show, which I did yesterday, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Ollie is a PE teacher, says Hamid. Hamid. I don't know. Just get help, really. I mean, we're watching an England game, and I don't really know what to say to that. It's just an irrelevant comment in the context of what we're talking about. Mark could be England's CDM, says Lucas. I could do it for about a minute. Why isn't Trent Alexander starting though? I mean, look, Jem says that. Does anybody know why Southgate's gone with a slightly weakened team today? Does anybody understand that? Liverpool have been back pre-season training for quite a while, so I don't know why Jordan Henderson wouldn't be playing either. So, Hurricane. I've got the best. I don't know why people take the piss out of me. I used to be able to do Hurricane actually, and I can't do it now. Hurricane. I don't know why people take the piss out of me, really, because I'm Hurricane and I'm captain England and I'm captain of Spurs. And that's rubbish. I'm just going to be Harry Bain. I'm Harry Bain! I'm the enemy of Batman. And I'm the captain of England and I'm the captain of Spurs. And I'm very angry this week because people are taking the piss out of me for all or nothing. They're saying that my captain speech is rubbish. Well, I tell you what. What's wrong? What's wrong with saying, everybody put your arms round each other and then we're just going to go, fucking hell, lads, it's 4th place. Let's do it. His speeches are shit, to be honest. I like Harry Kane. I actually think Harry Kane's a world-class striker. I really do. And I know that's a controversial thing to say, but I do. I think he's a very, very good striker. But I think his captain speeches in All or Nothing I think we're all just being a bit polite. We're like, because Mourinho's so box office and Mourinho's so interesting to watch. But Harry Kane's, considering he knows he's being filmed, his inspirational, get your arms round each other and just go, "Come on, lads, it's 4th place here, let's fucking have it. Let's fucking have it, yeah? Let's fucking have it. Yeah, let's fucking have it, let's go." And it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. If I was in that circle, I'd be like, he's just going to start swearing again. He's going to start swearing, looking round menacingly and going, "Let's have it," isn't he? That's all he's going to do. He's not going to give us anything, Churchill. A bit of Churchill would be good. Even the Churchill dog would be good. But there you go. Who won the Regulin and Luke Shaw argument on the United Twitter level? I'm not interested. I'll talk about that at 8 o'clock. And Michael Wander says that Pickford isn't even the best keeper at Everton. And Mark, you saw how the number styling is, says Javin. I haven't seen that yet. I'll have a look. What's your thoughts about the New England kits, by the way? I actually agree with Collymore. I agree with Collymore. I think that the white England kit with the centre emblem is like a combination of the 96, Euro 96 top, the World Cup 98 and the Euro 20 top. It's almost like they've combined the three, which isn't definitely a bad thing. Mark, can you plug Omel Art YouTube? It's great, says the special one. Well, I don't know what I'm plugging there. Greenwood's on the bench, Salish, and We're very close to 220,000 subscribers, by the way. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Everybody's welcome on this channel. No bias. You'll get opinion, but everybody's welcome. It's a channel for everyone. Rumour has it, Aurier split more coffee on his shoe. Spilt more coffee on his shoe, says Big Josh. And Chong has turned into Chonginho, says Vishesh. Another goal for him on loan. This is not, although that's to do with Manchester United. Tahith Chong has gone on loan to Werder Bremen. I like Tahith Chong. I think he got a bad injury at 19 on his knee, or maybe he was 18, and he was out for nearly a year. He was a very, very talented young player coming through, and there was very high hopes for him. He played a bit of first-team football last year, and a lot of people turned on his back. And, I thought it was disgusting, really, because I think he's a young player who's not filled out yet. He's gone on loan, and early days, but he's looking quite good for Werder Bremen. But taking it away from United for a moment, this is the importance of getting young players out on loan. Unless it's a Mason Greenwood player who's going to play loads of football, get him out on loan. Look at what Chelsea did with Tamore and Mount and Abraham. Get them out on loan, get them playing regular, get them playing man's football, first team football, and I'm interested to see how that's going to work for Chong, actually. Brewster as well, he was on loan last year from Liverpool. Chelsea can win the league, says Kaob. I mean, look, never say never, but for me, I'll put them second. And hi, Mark, love from Australia. Don't even care about the game, just watching because it's you, says Sam. Ooh. And hi, Goldbridge, how you doing today? Can you do a Manchester United career mode in FIFA 21, says Connor. Yeah, I will do when it comes out. Is James Ward-Prowse starting, says Matt. Yes. So the team for England is Pickford in goal, Kyle Walker right back, Eric Dyer and Joe Gomez as centre-backs, left back Trippier, I don't even know why he's in the England squad, Declan Rice and Ward-Prowse and Phil Foden in the midfield, and then Sancho, Sterling and Harry Kane. I'm Harry Kane! He's up front. So there you go. Everybody ending in Son, playing for Iceland, apart from Son, who obviously doesn't play for Iceland. He plays for South Korea. Mark, shouldn't Luke Shaw be in the England squad, says Mahik. Yes, but, what's your England back for with everyone fit, Mark, says Tom W. Well, it's got to be Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I would say it's got to be Harry Maguire. I still think he's he's England's best centre-back. I'd probably say Joe Gomez with Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw would be my left back, yeah. There you go. Thanks, Tom. My goalkeeper would be Pope or Henderson. I'm happy with either, to be honest with you. In Iceland, your surname is your father's first name, with Son on the end, I think, says Henry E. There you go. And should Saka be in the under-21 squad, says Harpel Singh. And shout out to my mate Shubham. It's his birthday, Mark, says Davinder. Happy birthday to him. Thanks for the super chats. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. It's because Icelanders are named after their father. So if your dad's called Jim, you'll be called Jimson. I'm sure we're going to have some fun with this. Michael's son, Harry's son, George's son. I'm trying to think of Mark's son. Yeah, I'm sure there's some funny ones. What's your prediction for this game, says FIFA Skill? Well, it's hard international football, isn't it? Because Iceland, it's hard to predict how good Iceland are. I don't know. Iceland did very well in the... Was it the World Cup or the Euros? Was it? It was 4 years ago, I think Iceland were good. I don't think they were good in the World Cup, were they? But realistically, England should win this. They should be favourites. I'm not so sure that Iceland are the team they were back in the Euros. So, no, I don't think they will be. Thanks for the super chats. Young King says, why do is respectful invincibles like me saying Sir Alex Ferguson? Young King, I don't know what you're trying to say there. Basically, you're trying to say that Alex Ferguson's a B-Tech Big Sam. Trent and Hendo are coming back from injuries. Hendo didn't play for us in the last 8 games, says Nathan Taylor. That's fair enough. And hi, Mark. Loved your interview with Danny from the script. Keep up the good work, says Amos. Yes. Look, if you like the script, he's a Manchester United fan. He's old Danny. And we've just put that up on the United Stand. Really good interview. He's in the studio when he did it. He even played a bit of my favourite song by the script. So, yeah, really good interview that. And nice to speak to somebody who is obviously at the top of their game. Very, very good at what they do. And yet... massive Manchester United fan and a very easy conversation about Manchester United. It's great. It's great. Why is Southgate so loyal to Pickford? Henderson is the much better keeper, says Road to Dawn. I'll tell you what I'd say about that one. You know what I'm going to say? Forget Dean Henderson. I'd rather put Jordan Henderson in goal than Pickford. There we go. Thanks for the super chat. And do you consider Beckham on the same level as Giggs and Scholes? Says Imran. Yes. If you lived it, you know. I think Beckham, the longer he gets away from playing football, the more he gets painted as a celebrity footballer, a model footballer, whatever. But in reality, David Beckham as a footballer was fantastic. I mean, David Beckham was on the same pitch as, I think, Scholes was on the pitch, maybe Lampard was on the pitch, and he single-handedly got us to the World Cup in against Greece in 2001. So I don't actually know. Lampard wouldn't be on the pitch then. I don't think Lampard came into the team until sort of 2004, so it wouldn't have been Lampard. But look, he's a fantastic player, David Beckham. Fantastic player, or was. Pains me seeing Declan Rice in the England team. Would have been a great player for Ireland. Hopefully it's the last player we lose to England, says Dylan Corkay. Grealish was another one. How has Maitland-Niles robbed a place in the squad and Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't in it? Also, the spine of this team is the worst it's been for years. This is great banter. I think that when looking at England these days, we've probably got some brilliant talents that we haven't had for a long time. I'm talking Mason Greenwood, Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, and others. Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've got some really good players. But have we got a good team? Have we got a spine? And I don't think we have. I don't think the experience in that team is anywhere near the levels it needs to be. So it may have to grow together. Did the quizzes finish off the drama with DT? Can we expect previews combined 11s this season when the teams collide? Says Fresh Cut Grass. And no. If Dan James was Norwegian and had a child, he would be Daniel's son, like the Karate Kid. Iceland, Nick P. We're playing Iceland. And why is Trent not starting? Says Amna. Well, he is coming back from injury, Trent Alexander-Arnold, isn't he? Because he didn't actually... Fair point. He didn't play in the Charity Shield. It was that Williams guy, wasn't it? That Aubameyang tore a new one. So there we go. Hello, Bridge. What do you think about Arsenal training 3 players? What do you think about Arsenal signing time? Whoa. Alfie, that just doesn't make any sense. Good luck, England. I'm a Northern Ireland fan, says Norn Iron. Thank you very much for the super chat. And what would you start in 11 be? I'm not happy with the centre back situation, but if we go and have a look at what England's bench is, England's bench, please. Where is it? Here it is. So Connor Cody is the centre back choice, and Michael Keane and Tyrone Mings. I mean, it's not. There's not a lot of choice in those centre back positions. Why am I having an absolute brain fart here? Why am I struggling with Phillips for England? Who is it? Why can't I figure out who Phillips is for England? Am I being really stupid? Who is Phillips? I know Ings, Henderson, Greenwood, Maitland-Niles, Mount, Grealish, Keane, Mings, Pope. I know all of them, but why? Who is Phillips? I can't think who Phillips is. Who is Phillips? Who is it? Imagine if it was a United player, which it isn't. Who is it? Who is it? Is it my brother? Plays for Leeds. Oh, that's probably why. Oh, it's Calvin Phillips. Yes, thank you. It's because he's not playing in the Premier League. Ignorance, you see. Premier League bias. I was going through all these Premier League clubs and I couldn't think who it was. CDM at Leeds. I do like him, actually. And Chris Connors. I wouldn't mind seeing him getting on the pitch. But the players are coming out onto the pitch now, which is exciting. And the game is in Iceland, Abian, because Iceland are the home team. Looks quite nice in Iceland at the moment. And lots of people are saying Leeds now, who I predicted are going to get relegated, which didn't upset people. Here Island, says Thomas. The football's on Sky Sports, that's all I know. There is an 8 o'clock show tonight. Nottingham fan, says some idiot. And, well, the thing I liked about the interview with Danny from The Script is he's from Dublin. And If I'm anything, I see, if there's anywhere I've got an attachment to, it's Dublin, it's Ireland, it's my favourite place, it's where I met my wife, it's where I had my best times, it's where I grew up. Not literally, I didn't grow up in Ireland, but I became who I am today in Ireland. So I sort of don't really feel an attachment to Nottingham. I was born there, I went to school there, but I don't have any real affection to Nottingham. So it always makes me laugh how people say, oh, you're a Nottingham fan, because actually, if I feel like I'm from anywhere, which I'm not, but I wouldn't mind being adopted by them. In fact, if Declan Rice is going to go from Ireland to England, I'm more than happy to be adopted by the Irish. I love Ireland. So there you go. I mean, you called the Invincibles trophy just golden Yorkie wrapper, but respect on the intervals. You never Invincible. Oh, Young King wants me to put respect on the Invincibles. No, well, I do respect the Invincibles, but I don't. I've never. What people don't understand is because I'm of an age where I remember the treble winning side. I remember the Arsenal '98 double winning side. I remember all the United sides from the '94 and '96 double winning sides. I remember '08 when we won the Champions League. I obviously remember City's Centurions. I remember that Liverpool team of last season. I don't rank the Invincibles that highly. I don't. They drew 12 games. So look, wow, yeah. They didn't lose. They didn't lose, did they? They didn't. Well, no, they didn't lose, but they didn't beat as many as they should have done. They drew 12 games. I think they actually drew with one team twice. I can't remember who it was, but so look, Arsenal did a great thing. They became Invincibles. They got the Premier League trophy wrapped in a Yorkie gold wrapper. But they're nowhere near either United side that won the Champions League 08 and 99, and I don't actually think they're better than some of the United double winning sides. And I do think that there's an argument that the Chelsea side under Mourinho was better than the Invincible side. And I think the City Centurions and Liverpool of last year have got a case. But look, they're a decent side. But what irritates people about Arsenal is that they will say the Invincible team is the best team that's ever been in the Premier League. And it's not. How is Ward-Prowse starting over the likes of Grealish or Mount, says 6782? Well, remember, he was in the team ahead of Grealish anyway. He was in the squad. Grealish wasn't in the squad. He's only in there because of Rashford. And it's because Southgate thinks Grealish is a left winger. Mark, we're exactly 1 month away from the transfer window closing. I'm furious with United yet again. A lack of activity. Just Van der Beek. What a joke, says Andrew C. And the disrespect Luke Shaw has received by a lot of United fans on Twitter today is ridiculous. He was crucial for United defensively and as an outlet, says Great Bank. Mate, look, I don't know what it is about Manchester United fans and Luke Shaw. I just do not know what it is. And I will love it if we don't sign Regulan, because we don't actually need to buy a left back. It's not a position we need. And it's, you know what, a lot of the Luke Shaw hate is fed by people with an agenda who pretend they know something about football but are actually just pushing an agenda because his face doesn't fit into what some people want to have as a Manchester United player. Hi Mark, predictions for this game, mate, says Alex Leadham. I think United 3-0. I'm jumping into it a little bit blind. I don't actually know much about Iceland, but I'm going to say 3-0. I'm just happy to be watching football with you people. So there you go. About 30% of our players are English, and so is our new manager. I think it's the same reason for Declan Rice, says Norn Iron. There you go. And Daniele says Luke Shaw is not being disrespected. His injury record is not good. Well, actually, over the last 2 seasons, it's no worse than most of our team, to be honest. That's a myth that you are chucking out there. And Jack Brady's spot on. Luke Shaw in his day is top class. People just have an agenda. Well, I think people like Saeed have an agenda. I do. I think there's certain players that he lives up the backside of, and then there's certain players that he will never, ever, ever accept are good. And I think Luke Shaw falls into that category. And I think Harry Maguire he's obsessed with. And you know what? I love Saeed. I think his opinions are really interesting. But I don't actually... there's not a lot to work with agenda. Like, there isn't really a lot to work with. I said agenda, not gender. There's lots to work with gender. But look, with an agenda, it's hard to work with because they're always going to back that particular player. And that is difficult because You know, I don't have agendas with players because people are, oh, you do have an agenda. You didn't like Fellaini, but Fellaini was mainly shit. Matic was a player that I said was crap, and then this year he's turned it around. I don't have an agenda. I'm more than happy to change my opinion. But I think some people won't move past their agenda. Like, there's people out there that dislike, say, Rashford, and he's like, oh, he's Trashford. Oh, he's the next Danny Welbeck. And then he'll play well for 3 months. No. I'm telling you, man. He'll be rubbish again soon. And it's like they won't change their opinion. Come on, England, says Aidan. We have kicked off, by the way. So just having early days look at them here. Trying to get an idea of how we're playing. So, yeah, Declan Rice sitting in front of the back four. Foden's looking like he's wide left with Raheem Sterling. Oh, no, he's not. It is as we thought. Raheem Sterling's on the left. Foden's tucked back in. Left-sided midfield. Ward-Prowse is right-sided midfield. Declan Rice holding the midfield. Trippier at left-back, which is odd. And Sancho on the right. Sterling on the left. And then Harry Kane through the middle. You know, it's quite funny, actually, because there were people saying the other week, that I don't know why you're saying Sancho's going to solve Manchester United's right-wing problems because he plays off the left. Well, he can play both, and he will solve Manchester United's right-wing problems. That's where he's going to go. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, and share the video if you're watching. We're nearly at 6,000 watching. Pogba's best position in the midfield, says Finn Owen. Box-to-box, number 6, really. You know, not more advanced, not too deep. Just right. Not too shallow, not too deep. That's what she said. Liverpool just beat Blackpool 7-2. It is a pre-season friendly. Iceland on the attack here. But Eric Dyer plays it out. Nice little layoff to Foden, who loses the ball and wins a free kick. What are you having for tea tonight, everybody? What's for tea tonight? It's always the question on a Saturday night show. Saturday night tea is the elite tea of the week, isn't it? I'll tell you what, as I said this afternoon, I was sat there. I'd just done the interview with Danny off the script, name checking, standing in the Hall of Fame. Anyway, and I sat down in the living room and I looked outside. It was a bit cloudy, and I thought, ooh, we're moving into my favourite time of the year, autumn. It felt a bit autumnal. I thought it's too warm to put the fire on. But I did just get the urge to put my headphones on, listen to a good audio book with a pint of tea, warm tea, and a 6-pack of wagon wheels, and I would have been happier than a pig in shit, to be honest with you. Harry Kane with a long shot there, easy save for the keeper. Lots of people having Chinese. Oh, McDonald's is a Saturday night tea. Al Hill. I don't know. Things not good at home. See, oh, that's a joke, by the way. Yeah, I don't really think I've never been a fan of let's have McDonald's for tea. Go and get us a McDonald's. You know why I don't like McDonald's as a tea or a lunch at home? It's just not enough. You pour your fries out, you get your burger. It's full of calories. But it's just not substantial enough for me. Like, you get yourself a Chinese and you pour your egg fried rice, your chow mein, your chicken balls, sweet and sour sauce, prawn crackers. You're feasting like a king. You know, you'll be up at 3 a.m, dehydrated with a dodgy tummy, but you're feasting like a king. Same with the curry. You got your naan bread, your mushroom bhaji, your pilau rice, your chicken tikka masala, a few poppadoms and all the onions and everything. You're eating like a king. Steak and chips, get a few extras on, baked beans, fried mushrooms, whatever. But a McDonald's is a little bit small for me. Anyway, I can tell you now, my tea exclusive is fajitas, chicken fajitas. Looking forward to it. I love it. Hi, Mark. I've got to contribute a super chat to say thank you for getting Danny from the script on your show. I've seen them in Singapore 3 times and wasn't aware he's a United fan. Thanks for the quality content as a feek. Thank you very much for the super chat, pal. And I'm glad that it made you happy. Do you like butter chicken from India? Having it today, says Big Josh. I've heard loads of people mention butter chicken, and I don't know whether I've had it. Is it basically cook a chicken and then just butter it with like Lurpak or something, or is it actually something more than that? Jadon Sancho on the right hand side. Oh, he's going to be so good in the United shirt. Can't wait. Trippier cannot stand right-footed fullbacks. It just doesn't make sense. Chicken fajitas, basically it's chicken with peppers and onions in a sauce and that you wrap up in a fajita and you eat it. Which is what you do with most food, to be fair. Trippier's just been caught yet. Mark, is this an England watch along or more like a Sancho watch? He's so confident we'll get him that I've put money if we don't, well. Andrew C. And it's a goal for England. And it's been given. Well, I don't know what's gone on here. I think it's a mistake. Oh no, he's offside. We don't get to see what happened. I didn't feel like it was a goal. Harry Kane was sliding into the goal like Batman, which is ironic because he's Harry Kane. But the cross came in from Trippier. And I don't think Harry Kane's offside. I'm a little bit confused here. No VAR. Should have been a goal. I don't get that then. Well, I don't think Harry Kane's offside, but they've given it as offside, so there must be no VAR. It's a curry made with cashew nuts, cream and tomatoes. It's got a spice to it and has a bit of sweetness to it. One of my favourites, says Pig Josh. Not Pig Josh, Big Josh. And who may also... No. Hey, Mark, what's your ideal meal deal from Tesco Asda, says Mohammed. Oh, meal deal. I haven't had a meal deal in ages because it's a long time since I worked in the office. Another cross comes in, cleared by Iceland. I used to love a good BLT, packeted blue Doritos, and a Ribena. Vegan burgers and homemade chips. Haters gonna hate, says M6 Matty. And Mark, you say you don't like right-footed left backs. Isn't Reguilón crucial depth for sure, since he's injured so often and the fall-off is huge? Well, he's not injured often. That's a myth, Hagendal. Anyway, over 6,000 watching. What a show you did with the script, says Dawit. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you're new. I'm just going to check what we're doing for subscribers. But I think we're nearly close to 220,000, which is nice to be close to. And if you want to see my interview with Danny from the script, we're talking Manchester United. It's on the United stand. We're not there yet. 219,600. So we're 400 subscribers away from 220. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. A lot of people have been watching my Premier League predictions for 2021. That's on this channel as well if you want to watch it. And also, Mark, you say I've done that. I just want to watch Chelsea win the Premier League, says the Italian stallion. Well, to be fair to Chelsea fans, nice ball out wide here to side netting shot there. I don't know. Was it Angel? It was Kyle Walker. I nearly said was it Angel Gomez, which would be ridiculous. He's not even in the same country. I thought Joe Gomez, but Kyle Walker going for the near post, deflected, corner. Wasn't a very good shot. Mint tea and Jamaican food, says Twain. Sounds very nice, actually. Very nice indeed. Hamas is going to start college on Monday. Hope you're having a great day, and I've recently started watching your videos, and they're amazing. Thank you. Go! Oh, Sterling. What is he doing? Little flick on. He's on the back post. He's unmarked, and somehow he doesn't do anything with it. Ward-Prowse. Declan Rice. What do you think about the numbers on the back of England's shirt? Mark, do you think that Badiashile deal is over, says Jake Minton? It's looking like it, isn't it? It is looking like it. Southgate out, awful manager. Mark, what are you doing in Iceland's goal? Says Delicate. Does he look like me? Is he good looking? And show me the scoreboard. That's a good thing. I've not turned it on. Thanks for reminding me. And it isn't 1-1. Are you going to do Nation League's predictions? Says Nornine. No, I don't really care enough, if I'm honest. I know. At least I'm honest. I am going to watch the games because I think it's I'm interested in watching England's progression. Got the Euros next year, but I do like the fact that the Nations League is a little bit more competitive than qualifying. But big old cross there. So it's 0-0 after 10 minutes, but in all fairness, England should be winning. Nice little passing out here. Lovely little flick by Foden. Sterling. My local Nando's is always busy with orders, says Big Josh. There we go. Information you needed to know. Here's Sancho. Lovely play by Sancho. Little ball roll. Gets it wide to Sterling. Foden. Sancho. Nice little ball. Foden got it back. Sancho. England being patient here. Nice little play. Ward-Prowse and Foden doing well. Keeper's got hold of it. Will you celebrate if there's a goal, says Jacob? I mean, yeah, I'm English. 12 minutes gone. I think 3-0 is doable for England if they step up a bit. Joe Gomez on the ball. Saturday night plans. What's your Saturday night plans? I tell you what, I'm going to need some Netflix recommendations soon as well. And film You know what I'm really struggling with at the moment? Netflix series, fine. I'm starting to run out, but I've got a few. I haven't watched a good film in ages. I don't know whether it's because of COVID, but I haven't seen a good film in ages. I think the last good film I watched was Knives Out, which was right at the start of lockdown. Oh no, there's a Ben Affleck film about basketball that I quite liked. Recovering alcoholic sort of thing. But there's a real... I like film. The thing I like about film is the knowledge that, yeah, all right, it's a little bit longer than an episode of a series, but you're going to watch it and it's going to tell you the story in a couple of hours. So, Mark, Shaw always carries long injuries. You told that if Shaw hadn't been injured, we could have won the Europa, and you're now saying we don't need his cover. I know, I would like cover, but I think people are saying, oh, let's get him. Cobra Kai, I've seen it. Francisco, very good. Love it. I haven't watched The Boys. You know why I haven't watched The Boys? Because I'm not really a big fan of superheroes. I like Batman, but I'm not a big fan of I don't like the Spider-Man films. I've never watched any Marvel films. I know. And many people have said you would like the Marvel films, but I've just never watched any of them. I've watched all of Friday Night Dinner, Mayoff. Iceland are in here, but he's very, very wide. He lays it back, and no penalty there. I don't know what... let me just have a quick look here of the context. Apparently, we don't have VAR in this game. I can't believe that we don't have VAR in this game. I'm surprised. I'm not writing that down. I'm writing something down for the 8 o'clock show. Oh, I'm getting really hungry, everyone. I've just seen somebody's Nando's order on Twitter. Chips and chicken. Lovely stuff. Hey Mark, hope you're doing well. I'm Mexican, but I got so in love with Man United in the 98-99ish because of Beckham. I wish I was English, says Paolo. And what's this weird obsession you have with Shaw? He's a bench player at best, will never win titles with this defence. J. David, well, I think you've just sort of sat yourself down there, really, because I think the defence is a problem for United, but he didn't play in the defence that was a problem against Sevilla. Have you seen Tenet? If so, did you know what was going on? Because I didn't, says Shalandra. I haven't seen Tenet yet, and you know what? I've sort of backed off wanting to see it, because a lot of people I know who I would respect their film opinion, who love Christopher Nolan films, just said it's a bloody mess. So I'm probably not going to bother watching it in the cinema. Hey Mark, a good film is Lion, and do you think Greenwood will come on? Says Habib. Yeah, I do. And Sancho is a phenom. His vision, skills on the ball and movement is excellent. Can't wait to see him in the number 7 shirt. Jojo Rabbit was very good, says 6782 Anthony. And are you Ollie in or out? Can he win the league? Says Young Kid. Well, I think we're all Ollie in at the moment as Manchester United fans. A lot of people saying that Tenet's actually very, very good. But this team, England, Ewok says this England team looks very disjointed. Good tackle there by Declan Rice. Goes wide to Sancho on the right-hand side. Oh, cut back by Sancho, and Declan Rice scuffs the shot. Sterling's got it, gives it to Sancho. Sancho again. What I like about Sancho is just things happen when he gets on the ball. I'm not saying like he's going to score every time, but the space, he's very good at doing something with the ball. Career mode will be back, Ray. Yep. Just been a bit of a busy week, but it will definitely be back. Hi Mark, just had a row with the missus, staying at my mate's. He's taking the mickey out of me for watching you. Much love from Mykonos, says ZLA. And have you watched The Young Offenders? Says I want to know. Jane Defoe. Is that the Irish one? I did watch an episode of it and I just found it mildly irritating. You know, not everything's for everybody, is it? And a lot of people have told me to watch Dark Pratum. Yeah, a lot of people have told me to watch that. I haven't watched Riverdale. I think my daughter watched it. Tottenham, no one can stop them. That's not my song. Well, this is a goal by Harry Kane. He's onside. He's miles on. 6 minutes in, it should be 1-0 to England. Absolutely miles on. Here's Sancho again. To Kyle Walker. That's going to go for a throw. Can't beat a bit of Bond. What am I going to watch tonight? I'm going to watch the next episode of the series that I'm watching, which I'm not going to tell you because you'll just spoil it. I'm not that naive. I mean, I remember Saeed off the United Stand. He told everybody what he was really enjoying a series, and then his replies were full of spoilers. I must admit I had a chuckle. I felt sorry for him, but I did laugh because I thought, how much of an L can you deliver to yourself? Oh, I'm really, really enjoying Ozark. I'm halfway through season 2. And I looked at the replies and it was like, yeah, this happens. And I thought, you don't tell people what you're currently watching because they'll ruin it for you. But I'm going to watch one episode of that, and then I think I'm going to watch The Dark Knight tonight, which I've seen loads of times, so you can't spoil it for me. Because I watched Batman Begins. I'm just watching the Batman trilogy at the moment. Tenet is a great movie. It's hard to keep up with though, says Scott Stevens. There you go. You've heard it from the horse's mouth now. Scott Stevens. Tenet review. Iceland. Sancho. Stephen Dowd says, hope to see Greenwood replace Kane with half an hour left and see the chemistry with Sancho. Happy anniversary, KC, says Stephen Dowd. There you go. Happy anniversary. Please share the video if you're watching. Let's see if we can get close to 10,000. That would be fantastic. And please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We are closing in on 220,000 subscribers on this channel, which would be fantastic to do. Controlled by Rice. I mean, look, I was never a big fan of Declan Rice, but I must admit, the last 4 or 5 times I've seen him, a few of those for West Ham, I've been really impressed. Harry Kane, awful pass. Is Sergio Mendes reliable? No. And Mark, I could save you money on your energy bill, says the football vent. Thanks. Nice hoodie, Mark, says Shub. I love this hoodie. I love this hoodie. There's a story to this hoodie. Basically, because the Goldbridge thing, I was like, you know what? I really do. I really want a top that's like a black jumper with gold writing on it. The first one I found was this, and I do like Hugo Boss clothing, so it probably doesn't do it justice, but it's a lovely top. Well embroidered. And Barry Haynes says, did you see... What did I see? Did you see Gary Neville say we need Kane more than Sancho? I mean, this absolutely blows my mind. Surely these ex-players can't be that delusional. Look, everyone's got a right to an opinion, Barry. Thoughts on Gary's United season predictions, says Shalandre. I mean, I'll have a look at this then. I'll have a look at this for the 8 o'clock show because I don't know what his prediction is. But, you know, what I would say is that Gary Neville is somebody I like to listen to occasionally. I think, like any opinion, it's not always going to be right, and you don't have to. I think some people think, oh, Gary Neville said this, Roy Keane said that, David Beckham said this, Robin van Persie said that. I've got to believe it because I love them as ex-players. You've just answered your own question. Ex-players, their opinion is still, you might hate Marmite on toast. Gary Neville might bloody love it. You might not wash your hands after a wee in the pub. Gary Neville might do it 4 times. In fact, he probably strikes me the sort of bloke that does. But you don't have to do or like everything he likes. And it works at any club. You might be a Liverpool fan who loves Mo Salah, but then he doesn't like Chinese food. So they're just opinions. You don't have to hang your hat on it. The same as I always say, a lot of people don't agree with me. That's fine. It's just an opinion. And I tell you what, Gary Neville's opinion on football is no better than yours. It's just an opinion, and he will be as likely to make a mistake as you. All right, he's probably got a little bit more insight into what it's like to be a professional footballer, but it doesn't mean that his judgment's any better. I mean, look, Sir Alex Ferguson's the greatest sports manager there's ever been. He told Jose Mourinho the one player he needed to buy was Dele Alli, and he bought Jemba Jemba. So everybody makes mistakes. Have you watched any of Liam Neeson's films? Says Darren Snedden. I have. In fact, actually, there is a thing. This is really interesting, actually. There is a thing on Twitch where you can do a movie watch-along, where you can actually show the movie, and I'm in the corner, and we can watch the movie together and talk. Now, I've dropped the link in the video description for my Twitch page anyway. Click it and give us a follow, because what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do a movie watch-along. There's 2... precursors to this. You've got to have Amazon Prime to be able to watch it because it's an Amazon Prime thing, and the movie's got to be on Amazon Prime. So I literally could do an all or nothing watch along on Monday. I could do that, but you'd have to have Prime as well to be able to watch it with me. So, but there is a very good film by Liam Neeson called The Grey, which I think would be a very good film for us to do a watch along one evening when it's cold and dark outside, and let's sit and watch The Grey, because that's a very underrated film by Liam Neeson that I like. So yeah, give us a follow on Twitch. A link is in the video description. It's only a click away. Shout out to the legend Zach LA. He's a true legend, mate, says Zach LA, who is bigging himself up. Great interview today, Mark. United stand has been bloody brilliant this year, all through Corona and just brilliant. Thank you, says Elijah. Thank you, Elijah. And the new Mulan movie's out on Disney Plus, says Justin. Do I look like somebody that wants to watch a remake of a cartoon? Babe Station Watchalong, says Reese. Nah, I don't need to watch that. Taken films are amazing, says Jack Bryant. What's your favourite Liam Neeson film? For me, probably Love Actually. Do you think 9/11 was an inside job? Says the football vent. I've got absolutely no reason to think that at all. And it's like people are saying that COVID's not real. I mean, I can tell you for a fact, I know people who've died of it. Daniel Brooks says, not to spoil it, but there are end credits on the grey. A month ago, you was like Ollie out. What changed? No, I wasn't. Young King. Thanks for your super chats. They're greatly received, but you're talking out your arse. And I haven't been Ollie out since bloody January. That was not a month ago. It might feel like that because we've been in lockdown. Can you do a watch along to a series on him? Well, I could do it. I'll tell you what is on The Office. I'll tell you what is on Amazon Prime. And I can do a watch along for it, is The Office. I could do some episodes of The Office. My favourite episodes of The Office would be good. Anyway, as you can tell, this game is a bit shit at the moment. Another long ball there for Foden and goes for a goal kick. What did you have for breakfast, says Mitchell Bassett. I had porridge with golden syrup. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll tell you what, there's another good Liam Neeson film as well. He's on a train. And there's a terrorist. That's it. I've already got you hooked, haven't I? To be honest, I think some Liam Neeson films recently pretty much have been. Liam Neeson's in it. It's on a bus. And somebody might be a terrorist. Sign it up. Get it. Where do I sign up? Terrible Liam Neeson accent there. But... yeah, some of his films have been a little bit formulaic lately. Here is Sancho on the right wing. Nice little ball. Intelligent. Into Ward-Prowse. Give it me back, he says. And he gets it. Kyle Walker. Gives it back to Jayden. He makes things happen. England moving the ball around nicely, but not really much of a cutting edge at the moment. Sterling on the left-hand side. Good run by Sterling. I think he thought about hitting it and then he did, and it was an awful shot. It really was. I'm okay, Shots Tricks. How are you? Mark, Sergio Mendes tweeted about Thiago wages and agent fees. Juan Roberto tweeted saying the regular deal is agreed. Have you heard of anything? Says Salah Ahmed. I feel sorry for you, Salah, because you've helped me out on my FIFA career mode, but you've just name checked two people who are total bullshitters. Like, they're not real. In my opinion, they're not real. They're just people who set Twitter accounts up, come up with foreign names, and tweet out lies, in my opinion. So... I've had this conversation before, and I'm not exclusively saying it about them. Anybody with ITK in their account, I think it's regurgitated information that they've got off other people who are credible. Hi Mark, Fabrizio Romano just texted me saying Phil Jones and Burnley's Ben Mee swap deal is almost done. What are your thoughts, says Ben Parker? Yeah. Rashford is better on the left than Sterling, says Stefan. I mean, I don't know what's happened with Raheem Sterling, actually. What has happened with him? I just think he's had a... I am going to stretch, actually. I think Raheem Sterling's had a... Oh, that's not... Look at them. It's. I think Raheem Sterling has had a massive drop-off from where he was a year ago. And I don't really know why. You should watch Back to the Future, says Mikhail. Good film. Well chosen. Good choice. And Anuj, thank you for the contribution. Sterling looks tired. I've just stretched my back. Thanks, Mahik. Sancho's been invisible. He's had more touches on the ball than anyone. I would hazard a guess at. Anyway, Iceland have got a chance here to chalk a long throw into the box. Do you think Grealish is going to get a debut tonight, says Salah Ahmed? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to take someone like Sterling off, wouldn't you? Big throw. Headed away. Be another big throw. That's the Iceland thing, isn't it? Win the second balls. I'm starving. I'm really hungry. Another big throw. Not very effective. And they've still got the ball, Iceland. They whip a cross in. And England should get rid of this with Raheem Sterling. And a foul's been given. Do you stand by something will happen with United by Monday? Also, I predict if Sancho doesn't come, the video you will do will be the most viewed ever for the United stand, says Buster Not. Well, hopefully the video of him signing will be the biggest one ever, because there's going to be a lot of I told you so's and sit downs. But yeah, if we don't sign him, there's going to be a lot of up yours, get the Glazers out, what a joke of a club. So one way or the other, I suppose. The COVID controversy is very different than 9/11, says Danielle. A lot of official records are said to be destroyed in the 9/11 that took powerful people off the hook. I don't believe it, but look, we're a football channel. We're not a conspiracy channel. There's plenty of channels out there. Trust me, I try and avoid all that shit, because I did a video on my Mark Goldbridge channel about the Madeleine McCann documentary, and I just gave my opinion on it. Oh, God. I wish I never had. I had people who run websites threatening me and all sorts. I'm just like, no, I'm not interested in this. People are way too interested in this. I'm not interested. What do you think about Wolves' record signings? Is Angie S. Be interesting to see what happens with Jimenez now Wolves have bought a striker. Potential for him to move out as well. I do like James Bond. Yes, I do. Do you really think Liverpool could go and win the league again? Harry Tibbles. Yep. Yellow card here for Kyle Walker. So, I mean, in summary, England, give us your thoughts in the live comments, but not great. Edge of the box, that foul by Kyle Walker as well. I think it is a foul as well. It's a little bit soft, but I do think it's a foul. So, edge of the box chance here. They'll certainly have a shot. Just put it anywhere in the top corner, because Pickford won't reach. I'm not doing a dance. That is Pickford. Anyway, Kyle Walker's overrated. I've always quite liked the speed of Kyle Walker, and I think when he plays well, he's a good player. But I think consistency is the problem. Which footballer's house would you stay at for a week? Says High Temp TPG. Most of them, they're very nice. And thoughts on George Clooney Batman film? Says Salah Ahmed. Shit. Yeah, not my cup of tea as a Batman. Ooh, good free kick, just wide. My favourite Batman is Christian Bale, and I did quite like Michael Keaton. And then probably Adam West, which was a bit camp, but you know what? It was of his time. I liked it when I was growing up. George Clooney and Val Kilmer. I think Val Kilmer was probably way better than George Clooney, to be honest. That free kick was not close. I thought it was a bit close. It was nowhere near. Be interesting to see what Pattinson does. TDO says, stop lying. You'd love to stay at Luke Shaw's house. Yeah, we'd just stay up all night watching repeats of Luke Shaw playing, eating ice cream. And Mbappe or Sancho, says Oliver B. That's a good question, actually. I mean, look, I'm going to be biased and say Sancho, but I can totally get why people would say Mbappe. Sterling gets past his man, whips the cross, cleared away. This goal needs an England goal, because then Iceland will have to attack more. Is Ben Affleck a good Batman or not, says Salah Ahmed. I thought Ben Affleck was okay, actually. Yeah, I thought he was okay. Here's a question for you. How many generational talents do you think there are in world football at the moment? How many generational talents do you think they are? And obviously, look, Ronaldo and Messi are generational talents, and Neymar is a generational talent. But I'm talking about probably, all right, let's make it more clear. Between the age of 23, 50, let's say 17 and 23, how many generational talents are there? Because for me, there's two. There's Jadon Sancho and there's Kylian Mbappe. I think they are the two potential generational talents in world football at the moment. Salah Ahmed must have raised your fortune by now, says Joe Shard. And will you do another live stream with your kids, says High Temp. When I don't even know when I've done. Oh, the Boxing Day one. Probably not. And Arteta will be the best Batman, says Zayn Miasi. A lot of people, this is purposely why I asked this question actually, and a lot of people are saying Haaland, but a lot of people are saying Greenwood, and that was the point of the question. I don't want to put that much pressure on Greenwood, but I think with Greenwood, it might be a little bit too early to say he's a generational talent, but I know exactly what you mean, and I don't think there's a problem with leaping early on it, but I certainly think give him another year with the way he's been playing, and I think, yeah, he does become a generational talent as well. I wouldn't say Havertz is a generational talent. I think he's a very good player, but I wouldn't say he's a generational talent. It's like watching United pre-COVID-19 lockdown, says Angie S. I don't know what they're showing back here. I don't know whether it could be a penalty. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They've got no VAR anyway, have they? Thanks everyone for tuning in. We've got nearly 7,500 watching, so please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. For that, we're closing in on 220,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're 300 away. We're 300 away from 220,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. That's football. Everyone's welcome on here. Doesn't matter who you support. Do a lot of watch-alongs, and I did my video yesterday on my Premier League predictions, so it's more general football chat. So everyone's welcome on here, and interesting conversations generated from my Premier League predictions. Leeds to get relegated. I mean, I don't necessarily think Leeds are going down. I just think picking the third team that's going down is quite difficult. So I just went with the team that's just been promoted. But you know what? West Ham look like a team that could be struggling again this year. Sancho looks like he's thinking while on the ball, looks around, makes space, passes the ball, not just give and run, more of a playmaker like Martial. He does have, Danielle's right, he does have similarities with Martial in the way he's looking for things to happen, an intelligent player all the time. Here he is on the ball again. Actually, it wasn't him, it was Sterling, because they've swapped sides. Sancho's on the left at the moment. Here is Sancho on the left. Zane says, what a boring game, almost as bad as watching Spurs under Jose. Yeah, but All or Nothing's very interesting. I'm enjoying that. Is Harry Kane? Nice. Did you like Holyhead, and is your real name Trent? Says High Temp TP. Holyhead. Holyhead the place. It was alright. It's really a passing through place, really. You get there, you get on the boat. Although I did spend one night there because we missed the train, so we had to spend a night in Holyhead in a B&B, and yeah, it's by the sea. Some people just want to live by the sea. We are doing fantasy football, Dylan, and if you want to join the United Stand Fantasy Premier League, then I think it's in the video description, but maybe it's not. I don't think it is. Apologies, I don't think it is. I think it's in the video. It is in the video description. It is. It's official. It's in the video description. There you go. Nice switch of the play. Sancho, what a takedown. Skills. I think he's going to tear it up in the Premier League, you know. It's going to be a fantastic signing. England just need a goal here. 40 minutes. Declan Rice tried to go on his own. Nice layoff by Kane into Foden. Ward-Prowse. Keep going, keep going. Very dirty team, Iceland. Physical, I suppose, is a word they would use. Throw into England. I don't know much about this player that Wolves have bought. He's Silva, isn't it? Is he from Valencia? Mark, England have been boring since '98. We had the best strike force, SAS, Shearer and Sheringham. Thoughts on Declan Rice to Chelsea, says Queven. I don't think it'll happen. Not this summer. I'd be very surprised. I think Chelsea might get a goalkeeper. I don't think they'll make another signing. I mean, how many players have you bought now? Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, Sarr. That's 6 players. I don't think you're going to buy Declan Rice and a goalkeeper. 8 players? No, I can't see it. I can't see it. He's from Porto, sorry, not Valencia. 18 years of age, apparently. Charlie James says, you're not signing Sancho. It's like Man City wanted Messi but couldn't afford him, just like you can't afford Sancho. Someone clip that. We'll use that. We'll keep that bit. And England are overrated, says Joseph. And hey, Mark, support from Ireland. Hope you're well, says Nicholas O'Halloran. I think that, as I said before the game, England to me don't look like a team that can win the Euros. They're going to take time. They're going to take time. To me, that they look like. I think England have got some really good individuals, but they're going to take time to build a team. This is not a team. Far from it. Vidal looks like he's going to Inter. Is Sterling on the right hand side? Oh, he's so bad. I mean, I'm gonna have to tweet this out. What has happened to Sterling? And in the live comments you can tell. He just doesn't look anywhere near he was 18 months ago, and I don't really get it. He didn't. I don't. I mean, look, the season before last, he was Player of the Year, wasn't he? He was fantastic. But last season, I don't think he had a great season. No, I mean, somebody just said there Sterling was never great. I think Sterling. I thought he was a good talent at Liverpool, but I think when he went to City, the first few years at City, he was brilliant. But the last season at City, no, not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Anyway, we're nearly at half time here. So what do you want to talk about at half time? Because there's not going to be a lot to talk about in relation to this game. In regards to the generational talent comment you made earlier, what are your thoughts on Sandro Tonali, says Jaden Diamond. Oh, no. When I'm talking about generational talent, I'm talking about a generational thing comes along, once every sort of 30 years. Tonali's not a player that's once in a 30-year player. I mean, I think Sancho, I think Mbappe, and possibly a Greenwood have got the potential to be generational talents like Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar have been. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't think you could say a player that's come from Brescia is going to be a generational talent. Look, he might prove me wrong, but I don't see that. To me, Sancho and Havertz are of similar ability. Sancho may be slightly better, says Alex John. And we are at half time, so I'm going to stop the clock. What I want to do at half time is, because that was a dreadful first half, I want to do combos. So give me 2 names, I'll say who's better, and we can argue about it. In regards, I've done that one, and we've done that one. Thanks for the super chats, everybody, as well. And make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We're trying to get to 220,000 subscribers on this stream. He's dropped off since Arteta left, says Tom Beamer. And Mark, Thiago has apparently said goodbye to his Bayern teammates, says Kartik. But I don't know how he's done that on Spanish duty, because he's playing for Spain tomorrow. Belgium will be the real test, says Baguette. And Sterling would walk into United's team all day long, says Mark Richards. I don't. You know what? I actually don't think he would. I don't think he would. I think that on his day, he's better than Rashford. But I do not think England... I do not think Ollie would want Sterling for Rashford, and I would have to agree. I'm just looking here actually. They've got a clip for Tenet, and it's getting like 5 stars, but loads of people to me said it was crap. TAA is a generational talent, says Michael Maystaff. Fair enough. Aubameyang or Kane, says David Pilling. Good one to start off with. Aubameyang or Kane. You know what? I really do like both. So it's not even like, oh, it's definitely this, it's definitely that. I'm just trying to think. I think for Manchester United, I would rather have Aubameyang because he's quicker, and I think he's got a little bit more flair. But if you're looking for an out-and-out number 9 goal scorer, Harry Kane. But I would take Aubameyang. I've always been a big fan of Aubameyang, even before he went to Arsenal. The videos of the United stand there. Do a combination for United and Everton, please, says High Temp TPG. And Mark, please get Zane onto the channel. He has spent so much on both channels. He deserves it, says Steve Metcalf. And Mark, if United could afford Sancho, they would have paid the amount up front, says Zane Yassi. You're all going to get sat down on this. Martial or Firmino, easy. Martial, Jack Norman, easy for that. Richarlison or Salah, says Adam Larson, easy. Salah. Umar says Greenwood or Haaland. Oh, I tell you what, that's a good question. I've got no problem with people saying Haaland, but for me, Greenwood, we get to see him every week at United. He's a flair. You probably got the hint by me. If you want an out-and-out goal scorer, Haaland's great. But if you want your striker with a bit of flair, you've got to go Greenwood. It's why I go Aubameyang over Kane. Haaland's a very, very good striker, but I just think Greenwood's got something special about him. The Machine 94 here, new name, says HOJ, burn it down. And Xavi or Iniesta, well, I don't really want to go too old on stuff that people probably won't appreciate. Van der Beek or Havertz, says unpopular opinions. Well, I'd say they're different types of players, but based on their careers so far, you probably lean towards Havertz. But what I would say is I'm very happy with Van der Beek at Manchester United. I think if I had a choice between Havertz and Van der Beek at Manchester United, I would take Van der Beek because I think he can play the deeper role that Havertz can't. I think Havertz is an out-and-out attacking midfielder, whereas I think Van der Beek is capable of doing different roles. So, but I think Havertz is probably the better player at the moment. But they're both coming in the Premier League. Let's see what they do. I'm excited to see both. And we will be doing watch-alongs on this channel, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Lewandowski or Aguero, says Mel R6S. I mean, to me, it's Aguero. But again, these are good questions. Well done. I just want to actually say as well, our next watch-along on this channel is going to be Tuesday night, which is England against Denmark at quarter to 8. And then we're moving into the Premier League, where our first watch-along in the Premier League is going to be Fulham Arsenal at 12:30, and then Liverpool against Leeds at 5:30 on next Saturday. And then next Sunday, the one I'm really looking forward to, Tottenham against Everton at 4:30. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm very excited about that one. So you can tune in on this channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner for that. Ziyech or Mahrez? I'll go Mahrez at the moment because he's done it in the Premier League. Ziyech, I think he's a great player. Well, he's a good player. He's now got to prove himself. So I would go with Mahrez for what he's done on his CV. Premier League's a better league than Eredivisie. And that's why I would go for Havertz over Van der Beek at the moment, because the Bundesliga is a better league than the Eredivisie. So doesn't mean in a year's time it will be a different thing. And Diddy or Fabinho, says George Gully. Fabinho for me. I like Ndidi, but I'm a big fan of Fabinho. I don't like the fact that he went to Liverpool, but I was mentioning him on the United stand about 3 years before he went to Liverpool at Monaco. We were looking at him as a sort of right back, but we knew he could play CDM as well. I do like Fabinho. Your thoughts on Paul Merson calling Van der Beek a panic buy, says Ryan Robb. I think you've answered the question easily there, Ryan, by the fact that it's Paul Merson's words. Son or Rashford, says Sid T. You know what? I'm going to shock a lot of people here, but look, that's football, so I suppose I can be a little bit unbiased. I like Marcus Rashford a lot. He's one of my favourite players at Manchester United, but for me, I think Son is so underrated. I think he's one of the most underrated players in football. And I don't know why it is. Some people say it's because he's South Korean. If he was Portuguese or Brazilian, he'd get a lot more hype. Maybe there's something in that. Maybe he's a bit quiet. I don't know. Maybe he's a bit like a Paul Scholes sort of character that just, plays the game and doesn't get involved in stuff off the pitch. But for me, it's Son over Rashford because I rate Son very, very highly. I think he's a very, very good player. And also there's a very big age gap. I think Rashford still is potential. And, Son's 27, 28. So I don't think it's a massive shock to say I think Son's better than Rashford, because I think Rashford can be anything he wants to be. But I think Son is what he is. I think he's the complete player. I think Son's needs to do a little bit more, but they're probably both in that category at the moment. Danny Ings or Vardy, says Ping, Vardy. Some good stuff here. Please keep them coming and get involved in the debate as well. Good to see. Ramos on Van Dijk, says Unis. I think in their primes I'd go Ramos, but at the moment I'd go Van Dijk. De Bruyne or Bruno, says Danny Stuland. Look, I'm not going to be biased. It is De Bruyne, but Bruno this season can close that gap. Mark, I really need assurance that Sancho's coming. You're getting those things right, says Extra Z. I think Sancho's coming. I'm not going to change my opinion. How would you compare Aubameyang to Alan Shearer? Aubameyang is world class and has proven it, says Zane. Yeah, but you know what? Whatever you think about Alan Shearer, he was world class. He was one of the best strikers in the world when he played. So to me, Alan Shearer's ahead of Aubameyang. Definitely. I think people are doing a misservice to Alan Shearer. He was world class. Unbelievable. Just go and check Alan Shearer's top 10 or 50 goals on YouTube or wherever. Some of the goals he scored, Alan Shearer was Mr. Complete striker. So look, I would take a prime Shearer over a prime Kane, over a prime Aubameyang, over a prime Aguero. I think Alan Shearer, probably underrated. But if you lived it, he was absolutely amazing. And what he did for Newcastle, who were not a great team, just a fantastic striker. Absolutely fantastic. Saeed or Flex, says Sarah. Well, I'm not going to answer that, although you can guess it. And Sancho or Mbappe I've done, Rishab. That sort of led into this. Pulisic or Salah, says Kay. Salah. Robertson or Davies, says Caleb. Oh, so Andy Robertson or Alfonso Davies. You know what? I think Alfonso Davies is a better talent than Robertson, but I think you've got to go on. It's a bit like saying, is Greenwood better than Mbappe? At the moment, Mbappe is better, but Greenwood can be better. So I think, ask me in a year, and I'll probably say Alfonso Davies, but at the moment, I would say Andy Robertson is still the best left back in the world. Mount or Bruno, says Reese. You're having a laugh. It's Bruno easily. And who do you want to lose more, Liverpool or Leeds, says Christopher Clay. I'd like a draw. But who's my biggest rival as a United fan? Liverpool is the biggest rival for me. I think a lot of it comes down to your age, where you live. But for me, as a Manchester United fan, Liverpool are our biggest rival. I think if you live in Manchester and you've got that locality, maybe your biggest rival is Man City. But for me, Liverpool is Man United's biggest rival. Sancho or Mane, says Go Rangers. Yeah, but again, look, I want Sancho, I don't want Mane. But you've got to be logical and say that Mane was a massive reason that Liverpool won the league last year. And he's doing it in the Premier League and in the Champions League. So you've got, and he's also, how old's Mane? He's in his mid to late 20s, isn't he? So he's in his prime. Sancho's still, it's a bit like Rashford against Son. You've got to go Son, and I think you've got to go with Mane over Sancho. But there's age on the side of Sancho and Rashford. Mark, Jermaine Defoe was better than Rashford. I wish he played at Arsenal, says Amy Assey, but they play in different positions. Jermaine Defoe was not a winger. And Grealish or Maddison, says Vernon. Grealish. Van Nistelrooy or Van Persie? Van Nistelrooy. Mark, someone loves Nick Pope in your streams, mentions him every show. I know this because the Nick P part of the name is highlighted orange for me, says Nick P. Thank you very much. And who's more underrated, Ji-sung Park or Son? Well, both South Korean, both underrated. Ander Herrera or Ceballos? Herrera is better for me. And people keep saying Messi Lingard, but that's two surnames. Surely it should be a first and surname combined. What about Jesse Messi or Lino Lingard? Says David Hanbridge. Probably overthinking it a little bit. Mark, would you rather a prime Tim Howard or David De Gea? Says Joel Morris. De Gea, easy. Kane or Martial? Martial. It's Martial for me. And would you take Verratti at United? Says Marquino. Yes, I would. I'm a big fan of his. I do like Verratti. I think he's a cracking player. He's a cracking player. It's going to stretch a moment. It's 0-0, so we're just doing a little bit of compares players, because England, there's not a lot to talk about in that first half. Disjointed, lacking a punch, lacking fluidity. That's a back exercise. It's not a plea for help. Dean Henderson or Nick Pope? I'd say Dean Henderson, yeah. Van der Beek or De Jong? Says Anton Munter. Oh, you've got to say De Jong. Van der Beek, a lot of Van der Beek is about potential and what he can do in the Premier League. So let's just wait and see. Trent or Wan-Bissaka? Says Quelch. Well, it's Trent. It is. And Tonali or Van der Beek? Says Jaden Diamond. Totally different players. Can't compare. Ricky doesn't rate Rashford. I know. I don't rate. Listen up, Flex. I don't rate Rashford, right? I don't rate Rashford, but I love Marshall. I love Marshall, and I love Matic, and I love Mata. Now, don't tell me it's because it's got the word M in it, because I don't like M&M, but I love Marshall, and I don't rate Rashford, and I don't even like Bruno much, and I don't like Sancho because they haven't got M in their names. But that's not the reason. I just think Matic is superb, and I think Mata's a game changer. Ricky, we've done that one. Werner or Martial, says Zedar. Martial for me. And hello, Mark. Are there any players you would like to add to the current England squad that are not there? Says Tip Top. Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire. They're all England players. Wan-Bissaka, I'd add him to the squad. I like this one. I've missed it. Kovacic or Van der Beek. Again, I'd say Kovacic because he's proven in the Premier League. I'm a big fan of Kovacic. I wanted United to go for Kovacic when he was at Madrid. I think Chelsea did a really good business there. I think up until Christmas, Kovacic was Chelsea's best player. Just joined. Thoughts on the formation? Says Stephen Machini. Well, we're coming out for the second half here. Oh, there's nothing worse than being hungry and being able to smell your dinner. I can smell those fajitas cooking. Oh, you know, strips of chicken cooked in pepper and onion with a nice fajita sauce. It's going to be lovely when I finish this stream. Come on then, ref, kick it off. Should be 1-0 to England, by the way, because Harry Kane was definitely onside. I don't know. I don't know whether or where VAR resides. You would think that VAR would be there for international football, but clearly it's not. Anyway, game's kicked off now, second half. Please subscribe if you're new. Trying to get up to 220k today. England on the attack here. Sancho. Harry Kane doesn't quite get there. $200 subscribers away from 220k. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can do it in this second half of football. Rashford or Sancho? Says Class of Abba. I'm surprised that you would try and compare those two players. Mark, what do you think? What do you think would win in? Who do you think would win in a game, Portugal or England? Says Bruno Fernandes. I think England at the moment look like a team that's going through transition again. I don't really know what our midfield three is going to be. I know Jordan Henderson would normally start. But I mean, where's Dele Alli? Did he just not get picked? Lingard or Dele Alli's a good one. I mean, for me, I think Dele Alli's the better talent, but I think he's infuriating. And it's interesting that Mourinho thinks the same on that all or nothing. Corner to England here. Ward-Prowse is on it. Not a very good corner. And Iceland will get rid of that. Jones versus Stones. And is it fair Jesse's called Lord Lingardinho? Says El Presidente. Well, Stones is better than Jones. And Rahul says, hey Mark, just moved from Nottingham to Vancouver, but still always going to watch your streams. What do you think about turning McTominay into a centre-back? No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of that. Favourite script song? Also, Tenet is good, just confusing and disjointed. Half the cinema I was in didn't understand it and were on their phones. So Stephen the Hazard. Yeah, I think for me, Tenet's going to be a film to watch when it comes out on video. Because, yeah... favourite script song for me is For the First Time. Yeah, that's my favourite one. You can watch the interview with Danny from the script on the United stand. He was on this afternoon. Big Man United fan, talking about United. Really good interview. He even did a little bit of a piano of my favourite script song. So, really good interview. Yeah, does anyone know where Dele Alli is? Was he not named in the squad? Or is he on... I don't think he's on the bench. So yeah, talking about England versus Portugal, I think Portugal would win because I think England are disjointed. I don't think the centre-back pairing works. I don't think the midfield three works. I think the front three's fine, Sterling, Kane and Sancho, but the midfield three just looks disjointed. And I don't think Eric Dyer's a centre-back. Wow, that's a big yarn. Delhi's been injured. Pro clubs or career mode? I would, if you'd have said to me 2 weeks ago, I would have said pro clubs, but I've had a bad couple of weeks with pro clubs. I was really enjoying it, and now I just find it a bit... I just can't be arsed with it. I'd rather just play career mode. Yeah, England need to sort their midfield out. Foden, Ward-Prowse and Declan Rice is obviously an experiment. You would hope that Dele Alli can get back to some form. Henderson comes in, and then you've got a little bit more experience in that midfield because I think it just lacks something at the moment. I don't think Foden, Rice, and Ward-Prowse is going to, send fear into some of the better international sides. Ansu Fati or Mason Greenwood, says Oscar Hunt. I mean, I don't get to see a lot of Fati, to be honest, because I've sort of lost interest in La Liga, so I don't watch it much. So for me, Greenwood. Dele Alli played against Watford today, says JSA Morris 05. Thanks for the update. Get Grealish on. Well, that's the interesting thing about the second half. Will he get Grealish on? Will he get Greenwood on? I would like to see Greenwood on for Sterling. A lot of people on Twitter are saying, get Greenwood on now. There will be an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand, yes. Looking forward to it, actually. Looking forward to it. Always like the Saturday night show. Might treat myself to a beer. I thought I was getting coronavirus today, you know. I had a really dry throat and I was coughing. And then I remembered that I'd just eaten a hobnob without dumping it in my tea and it had got stuck in my throat. So, that's fine. Didn't need to take a test. Just hung up the phone and thought I'm not going to waste the time of the NHS. And then had another biscuit, which I dipped in my tea. I don't like golf, Sam. Going for Goldbridge is going to be back. I'm really enjoying doing those. I want to get back doing them regularly. I've got some exciting stuff that I'm going to be doing, hopefully over the next few months, if we can get out of this lockdown. And Cooking with Goldbridge is back this week as well, both on the Mark Goldbridge channel. I can't wait to get back. I don't know why the cooking thing stopped. I think it was, if nobody knows, I did Cooking with Goldbridge through lockdown, and I really enjoyed it. But I stopped doing it, and I stopped doing it for two reasons really. The summer, I don't think food in the summer goes well. Obviously, you need to eat in the summer, but there's a lot of dishes that I thought, that's not really a summer dish. And secondly, we had all that Premier League football back, and literally it was every day, wasn't it? Mark, what's your prediction when you come to the Emirates, says Amy Assey? And Mark, what starting 11 would you choose for England, says Kendall M. You know what, Zane? I'm going to be grown up and say that Arsenal at the Emirates, look, they've proven that they can beat Liverpool. They've beaten City, of course. That wasn't at the Emirates. But I think Arsenal, shot over the bar by Declan Rice. He's not happy with himself. I think Arsenal can set themselves up against the big teams and do quite well. My England team at the moment, and this is just my opinion, Henderson in goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold right back, Gomez and Maguire centre backs. I'd have Luke Shaw at left back. I'd have Jordan Henderson holding the midfield. I'd have I mean, it's hard then. It's ahead of Henderson. It's really hard. I mean, if Dele Alli could get some form, and I'm not a big fan of Ali, but if he could find some form, I'd like to see a prime Dele Alli playing with somebody like a Foden. Because I think you'd have a good mix there. The midfield is England's big problem. My front three would be Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, and Kane up front. So there you go. Hi Mark, big fan. Bought a Boohoo Man hoodie yesterday. What are your opinions on signing up Meccano as a centre back? Says Stan Dog Gamer. It's not going to happen, Stan, but I would like it to happen. Kane versus Vardy on end of season form, says El President. Look, I do like Jamie Vardy, but he's very one-dimensional. He's a great finisher, but I just think Harry Kane's a more rounded player. So, yeah. And that Boohoo Man hoodie I had on yesterday, if that's the one you've ordered, really nice. I really like it. Been watching your streams recently. You should do a career mode with a smaller club and do a Road to Glory series, says Sam Thorne. Thanks for that. I'm eating straight after this at 8 o'clock show, so I've got an hour between. Was there ever a player, past or present, that you really like for no reason? Not because they are good, but just have a general liking, and not United, says Magical Marshall. There will be a player. They're just not coming to mind. I'm trying to think of a player because it wouldn't be anybody who played for a big rival. So I'll have to think on that one. Career mode might be back tomorrow, Alvin. Actually, I might do career mode tomorrow afternoon because the there's no match I'm doing a watch along for, so it makes it easier. What am I cooking on cooking with Goldbridge? I don't know yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm going to do a steak and ale pie. Oh, imagine that, steak and ale pie. If you're vegetarian, just stick some celery in it instead of steak. But I'm not making you one. I'm having fajitas for tea, Thomas. And I'm starving. When are you going to do Fall Guys again, Mark? Says Norn. I would have done it tonight. I mean, if you want to watch me playing Fall Guys, I've dropped the link in the video description for Twitch. That's where I do that sort of thing. But I'm not going to get time tonight. Hopefully I'll get a bit of time tomorrow. But it's all about time for me. The day fills up. But I really do want to do more on my Mark Goldbridge channel, whether it's the going for Goldbridge or the cooking with Goldbridge. But on to this game. We've had 10 minutes of this second half, and there's not a lot happening for England. They're really struggling to break down, and I think it's because of the midfield. I think the front three are fine. I think the defence aren't really being tested, but the creativity, I just don't think Ward-Prowse and Foden have done enough creativity-wise. I mean, Harry Kane's not even had a shot yet. Who's your second team after England? Ireland. Yeah, I'd love to see them back doing well. I will have a look at that, Kartik. I'll have a look at that now. So England just passing it around here. Greenwood is trending on Twitter for the obvious reason that people want him to come on. England getting pelters, actually, on Twitter for being boring. Oh yeah, so Christian Falk has said that it's basically called Thiago Alaya because in his Spanish press conference, wait a minute, oh, Sancho with the cross, it will get cleared. In his Spanish press conference, he's obviously on Spanish duty at the moment. Let me just see if Iceland get rid of this. Thiago said, I've not told anyone that I'm leaving. Every year they put me in a different club. For me, my future is tomorrow's game against Ukraine. There is nothing more to say. I neither care nor I am interested. What interests me is tomorrow. And Christian Folker said, not true. Thiago said goodbye to his colleagues and employees of Bayern. So there you go. He has said goodbye. Farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. If you know the song, you've got a point. You know what? One of my best buys so far, I went on Amazon and I bought myself 20 of these. It's a great invention. It's called a pen. But I've now got a box of 20 black pens. Now I use pens a lot because I take notes, etc. I can never find a bloody pen. Well, now I've got 20 of the shits. So it also, I just feel more relaxed about writing. I've not felt this relaxed about writing since I was about 14, when I had a lot of pens. So yeah, if Iceland can handle Sancho, Sanlaba and Gabriel will be a walk in the park for them, says Amy. So you're obsessed, Amy. You really are obsessed by Manchester United. And Sound of Music, come on, says Adida. You're spot on. You're spot on. I'm sure most of us have seen, of a certain age, most of us will have seen Sound of Music every Christmas for the last 20 years. I like Biro, Tony Garner. The gel ink pens I find a bit leaky. Danili says this sort of game needs a Rashford with his knuckle shot. I know what you mean. Test the keeper a bit. But Kane's capable of doing that. 100 subscribers away from 220,000. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Cross comes in. Sancho on the back post. It's gone out for a kick. A goal kick. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Money Heist on Netflix is John David. And what did you have for lunch today, Mark? Well, if you watch the interview with me and Danny from the scripts, you will find out what I had for my lunch today. If you know, you know. And you don't even need to have the audio on. What do you mean? How can we tell what you had for lunch without putting the audio on? I'm telling you now. Go on the United Stand with my interview with Danny the script, which is the latest upload. Watch it for about 30 seconds and you'll know. Welcome to the Members Club, Standog Gaming. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. And Frank Krasker says, Mark, when do you expect stands back in the grounds in the Premier League this season? I think it means fans. Football is just not the same without it. I've been told that they are thinking, and I don't know whether it's on a club-by-club basis, but I've been told that they're looking at the start of October to social distance fans in grounds, which will probably be about a third of your capacity. I think Ward-Prowse needs to come off. That's a bad pass. So hopefully in October. But you know what? COVID is absolutely growing massively in Spain and France, so I feel that we're going to get a lot of growth here, which will mean at the minimum we're going to get restrictions. So maybe that won't happen. I don't know. I don't know what the ambition is. I don't know whether Spain's thinking about total lockdown. I don't know. I just don't think we can go back to that. I think we've just got to get on with it really. I mean, there's a player down injured here for Iceland, but look, I mean, maybe it's more of a going for Goldbridge topic. But I think that, and look, we've all got opinions, and I know people who've died of this, and I know people who will be very vulnerable because of this. But what I would say to my family members and friends that are vulnerable is just you social distance, you go into lockdown, I'll get your shopping sorted, but I don't want to go into it. I don't want to go into it again. I don't want people not at school, not at work, no football. You know, you can't go to the pub. I don't want any of that. I actually think that I've been to the pub quite a lot since they've reopened, and I think what they're doing is great. You know, you go to the table service, it's all distance. I think it's great. So I don't want to go back to that. Iceland are actually quite good, says FC Kadek. Is every Premier League game on the telly? I thought yes. Somebody said to me today that not all of them are on the telly. I know some of them kick off at the same time, but as far as I know, they're all on the telly. I mean, if we look at... England have got a chance to whip across in here. But if you look at next weekend, Premier League games, you've got... Fulham Arsenal 12:30, of course, that'll be on the telly. But then you've got Palace, Southampton, West Ham, Newcastle at 3 o'clock. I presume both of those games will be on the telly. Liverpool 5:30 against Leeds, of course, that's on the telly. West Brom, Leicester on the Sunday 2 o'clock. Tottenham, Everton 4:30 on the telly. And then you got Brighton, Chelsea and Sheffield United Wolves on the Monday at 8 o'clock. Ooh, nearly a goal. Cross came in, flicked off an Icelandic head, and it's gone for a corner, but it's not a goal. So I presume if games are kicking off at the same time, both games will still be on the telly. What happened to the Call of Duty playthrough, says Oscar David. I need to finish it. I do need to finish it. I was thinking about it today. And that's gone wide from the corner. Apparently people are saying, a lot of people are saying they're not going to be on the telly. Kieran Young says they're not, but they have said they might change it. Why wouldn't they all be on the telly, says Dude. I know, that's the whole point. So if your team's not on the telly, what are you supposed to do? Like, listen to it on the radio. Fans can't be in the bloody grounds anyway. So that's mad. This game is a shambles, says Davies Gaming. Ashley Davies says he saw me today. I doubt it. And Jordan says this is precisely why England won't win the Euros. Overrated players won't produce when it matters. So Iceland have made a sub. Southgate's out of his depth, says Christopher Clay. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Southgate, to be honest. A lot of people on Twitter saying this is the worst England game I've watched in a long time. Well, we're lucky because this is the whole point of doing the watch-alongs on That's Football. We can watch a game and wander off into more interesting things like who's better out of these two players, what you're having for tea, what do you think about this film. Lots of things we can discuss. Danny Ings looks like he's coming on. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll tell you what, at the moment, I would get Greenwood on, and the reason I would get Greenwood on is a little bit of flair. We're trying to pass our way through, and we couldn't pass a parcel at the moment. Lingard didn't get picked. That's a foul to Iceland. So Danny Ings is coming on for England. Look, he's been fantastic for Southampton, but he's took Foden off and he's going to go 4-4-2. It's amazing me that every Premier League match is available in the US and not in England, says Daniel White. Oh, it's mad. Absolutely mad. And Mazimil says that Pau Torres lost many duels against Werner. He's an ordinary player. United shouldn't go for him. Callum says, Southgate wasn't even a good club manager, let alone international. He did very well to get the job. I agree with that. I do. I don't know. You know, his pedigree as a club manager wasn't great. And there's only 20 minutes to go in this game. So Foden off for Ings is basically because Iceland are parking the bus. So he's gone 2 up front. So it's a tactical thing, but it should still be Greenwood. Like Danny Ings is a poacher. Has Harry Kane had any chances in this game? You need a bit of creative flair. And I don't know why Trippier is playing at left back. I got detention for calling my teacher a prat. Thanks a lot, Mark, says Kendall. Well, it's still rude, Kendall. You can't just call someone a prat and not expect to get a reaction. You need to learn some bloody manners, mate. I'm not doing a Portugal watch along because I'm doing the United Stand at 8 o'clock. Yeah. They're putting me to sleep. I'm just going to keep myself motivated thinking about my dinner that I'm going to eat straight after this. 20 minutes till my dinner. Imagine if Iceland score. Red card for Kyle Walker. Idiot. Never pick him again. And to be fair, they're both yellow card tackles. He's just late into both tackles. To be honest, that Kyle Walker one is a red. That's an app. You know, having seen that back, there's no debate. It should have been a straight red. Gets a second yellow. He should have got a bloody red. That's a disgusting tackle from Kyle Walker. I don't know what Southgate's playing at with his fullbacks though. Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier. Like, surely, you know, I know Luke Shaw's just coming back from injury, so he probably didn't get picked for that reason. But Chilwell, why not pick Chilwell? And I agree, if Trent Alexander-Arnold's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to be in the team. Reece James, yeah. So Kyle Walker's been sent off for 2 yellow cards. To be honest, that second yellow card could have been a straight red. So England are now 3 at the back. I don't know what... Well, Iceland are still playing quite deep. Well, it makes it exciting at the end, I suppose. But I wonder whether Iceland will show any ambition. Chilwell was injured as well. Okay. So there's no left back that he could have picked instead of a bloody right back. Oh, I mean, what about Jamal Thomas or someone like that? Second half, this is snaps. 20 minutes to go. England down to 10 men. Bloody dreadful. There's Sterling down the left-hand side. Cut it back. Oh, it was a good cut back there. No one's there. Now he's bringing on Trent Alexander-Arnold for Sancho. How can you take Sancho off before bloody Sterling? He's out of his bloody depth. I don't think we're going to see Mason Greenwood now. We've used Ings and Trent Alexander-Arnold, so I don't think so, because he's got an infatuation. I think Gareth Southgate, like many managers, he's not exclusive, and I'm not gonna say that it's, you know, Southgate out or anything stupid like that. But he's like a lot of managers. He has obsessions with certain players. I saw it with Van Gaal and Mourinho, obsessed about Fellaini, and Ollie came in and got rid of him straight away. But Southgate's obviously got obsessions like Sterling, Pickford. He's got certain players that nobody else really understands, and he just stands by them all the time. I think Sterling's had a terrible game. I think Sancho's second half has not been as good as first half, but he looks like he's going to make something happen, whereas Sterling doesn't. Do you think Messi will ever come to the Premier League, and do you think we'll see the best of Messi now he's been forced to stay at Barcelona? I tell you what, I watched that interview with Lionel Messi this morning. It's on YouTube, and it's on my Twitter feed if you want to see it. And just amazing. I mean, an absolute icon of football who has given so much to Barcelona, and he's got to the point where he wants to leave for his career, and then he can't leave. And he's going to leave because he can't leave, and it's weird. If you're a Barcelona fan, you've got to be fuming with the situation that's been created there. To be honest with you, yeah, I don't think we'll see Messi in the Premier League now. Sancho is overrated, and Ferran Torres is better, said Centurions, obviously a City fan, and awful performance Greenwood needed, says James Barker. Lampard for England manager. I wouldn't go anywhere near the England job if I was Lampard, unless it's something you've always wanted to do. I think, you're going to get far. I mean, look, as I said, what Roy Hodgson, Gareth Southgate, what's their pedigree to be an England manager? No, you don't need to be that great to do it. Corner for England, 15 minutes to go. England down to 10 men. Kyle Walker sent off. They should still find a winner. It's always bloody Iceland, says Aditya. Yeah, we don't have a great record against them. I'll tell you what, Raheem Sterling is a really, really frustrating player when he's not playing well as well. It's not his fault. It's just the way he plays football. It's quite infuriating on the eye. Mark, Chesney or Handanovic, says May OT321. Handanovic. From a Man United point of view, it's probably not a bad thing that Sancho hasn't scored or anything like that. Premier League watch-along, says George Nichols. Arsenal next Saturday lunchtime. Liverpool next Saturday tea time. And Spurs, Everton next Sunday tea time. So they're the three next weekend. And we're doing England against Denmark on Tuesday for our sins. Bloody hell. Mark, what about your other favourite left back, Matt Targay, says Salah Ahmed. Well, he's French, so we couldn't have played him. Nearly 9,000 watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're 100 subscribers away from 220,000 subscribers. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone's welcome, of course. And drop a subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. There is an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand. Yes, and. Make sure you check out the United Stand anyway for my interview with Danny from The Script, lead singer of The Script, this afternoon. Man United fan, really good chat, really, really honest. I did actually say to him, are you one of those celebrity United fans who, is just going to say good things because you want to play on Old Trafford in Soccer Aid, like Ollie Murs? Or are you a genuine fan who will say, we're a bit shit over the last 8 years, we need to improve? And as we find out, he's the second type. So it was an enjoyable chat. And what I really liked about him as well is before we recorded, I said, is there anything that's off record that I can't talk about? And he said no. And I tell you what, that's a rare thing as well, because you normally have to write your questions out and say, I'm not answering this, I'm not answering that. So yeah, breath of fresh air. Like putting an airwave in your mouth, which is a chewing gum that's got a lot of menthol in it. So it's like a breath of fresh air. Iceland on the ball, 10 minutes to go. I mean, I don't think Iceland are going to show much intent to win this game. Greenwood's coming on. Well, he's on. He's already on. Sorry, I've totally missed that. I was chatting away about something. Are you blind? No, I'm not blind, Daly. I was looking at this screen, and that screen's the one. So Greenwood's on for Sterling. No, he's not. I think he's on for Harry Kane, isn't he? Yeah. Harry Kane off, Greenwood on. So Greenwood's playing on the right. Sancho, Foden and Sterling are the only ones trying to create something, and 2 have been substituted. The rest have done absolutely nothing, says Ben Walters. So Danny Ings is playing up on his own. Greenwood on the right, Sterling on the left, Rice and Ward-Prowse. And then the back 4 of Trent, Gomez, Dyer and Trippier. Because, of course, they're down to 10 men because Kyle Walker got sent off. Harry Kane's gone off and Greenwood is on. There is an 8 o'clock on the show on the United Stand yet. I'm bloody starving, though. I can't wait to eat. I know, a bit harsh, but I did not see any generational talent in today's game, says Sagnick. Check out Gotham, says Football Trending. Here's TAA. And it's gone back to keeper. You know what? If you're not a United fan, all I'll say is, if Mason Greenwood, and he's done it loads of times for United last season, if Mason Greenwood gets a sniff around the edge of the box and it's congested in the last 10, he'll win it. He'll find a way. He'll find a shot. So lethal. Absolutely lethal finisher. What's the Targay joke? Says Angie S. I don't know. Do you think Sir Alex would have gotten more out of Phil Jones than our other managers, or was he just a terrible buy? Says Salim, just a terrible buy. And I know. Oh, we've done that. Thanks for all the super chats everyone's put in. I don't understand, says Dan Levitt WWFC, why England still prefer Dyer. That he really is a defensive midfielder, but not Cody, Mings, Keane, that are actual defenders. As I said before, some managers just have weird ideas. Like Pickford's our goalkeeper. He's not even the best goalkeeper. Both Pope and Henderson are better than him, but Pickford's being picked. Corner to Scotland. England. Sorry. We are 70 subscribers away from 220,000. Please subscribe if you're new. Can you give us that push over the line? 9,000 watching. Cleared away by Iceland. 8 minutes to go. Keaton. Good joke. I like it. It was a very good comment there. I must find out who said it. MUFC 2004 says, why do English players cost a lot? Exactly. Axa bloody lactly. Because, you know what? On the United stand, we were talking about this. Jack Grealish, 70 million. James Maddison, 85 million. Donny van der Beek, 35 million. On what planet is James Maddison worth 2.5 what Van der Beek's worth? On what planet is Grealish more than double what Van der Beek's worth? I'll tell you what it is. They're both bloody English. It's ridiculous. The price. And then I mean, I know Grealish and Maddison aren't playing, but would they make any bloody difference? No, they wouldn't. The reality is that they're just not. They're overhyped. They're overpriced. They're ridiculously overpriced. And it's been like it for years. So England have got 5 minutes to try and find a goal. Iceland clear it again. Mark, did you see the part in All or Nothing, Doc, where Josie says he has better players at Spurs than he had at United? Oh, I don't really have a problem with that. Here's Greenwood. Wins corner. Leo Lyons says, why did he call up Maitland-Niles and play Trippier? Says Leo Lyons. I think he was always going to do that. I mean, look at the physique of Greenwood at the moment, and he's only 18. And what he's going to be at 20. Scary what that player can be. Well, I think this game's going to end up 0-0, isn't it? Champions League dark horse next season. Well, are Man United and Chelsea dark horses? I mean, in a cup competition, people are going to laugh and say, ha ha ha, United can't win it. But I think in a cup competition, a team that's got Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, Pogba, Bruno, Matic, De Gea, Van der Beek, I think United could be a dark horse. I think the Champions League, the last couple of years, has been ridiculously competitive, and I look forward to it. And obviously, Chelsea could say the same with the quality of players they've got. Lindelof or Gomez, Zlatan or Thierry Henry, says Tobias. Well, Thierry Henry's ahead of Zlatan. And I think Lindelof and Gomez are very hard to compare. I'd probably prefer Gomez, if I'm honest. But I quite like him, even though he's a Liverpool player. I actually quite like his attributes. Four minutes to go. Iceland on the ball. I'll be stunned if England don't get anything more than a draw in this game. How good are Iceland, by the way? Does anyone know? I mean, are they still considered a decent team, or are they just a bit worse than they were before? Sanska makes a good point. England's pressing is terrible. Trent Alexander puts in a cross. Not his best. Iceland will clear it. 3 minutes to go. Enjoy your meal, Mark. I'm looking forward to the evening show, says Tim Z33. I'm looking forward to my meal, and then I'll think about the evening show. Still got a couple of minutes left. Thanks everyone who's been tuning in. Really enjoyed the chat, if not the game. Can England get a winner late on? I doubt it. What was I doing? I'm just going to check if we've hit 220k. Greenwood. Nice little roll by Sterling. Could have been a foul there. Good tackle. Corner ball. 30 subscribers away from 220,000. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can do it. And that's definitely not a penalty on Sterling. I think Sterling's done well to play 90 minutes. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I think he's really done well to play 90 minutes because I would have took him off a long time ago. Thanks for the super chat, Richard Olsen. TAA on the corner. Back post. Side netting. Sterling. Oh, is he giving a penalty? He's given a penalty. We've got a penalty to England here. Iceland can't believe it. They can't bloody believe it. It's a penalty to England. Sterling shoots. And his hand's in the air and the referee spotted it. There will be no VAR. I think it might be a second yellow. No, it's not. And it's a red. Second yellow card for Ingerson. Well, we'd like to see the replay, please, ref. I'm sure it's... there's no VAR, so it will definitely be a penalty. So both down to 10 men. Oh, I think that's a bit harsh. So, it's going to be Raheem Sterling on the penalty. He won the penalty. He's definitely going to go to the keeper's left. Nailed on. You can just tell by his body. It's going to go to the keeper's left. Here he goes. Oh, it went down the middle. A lot of people are doing that these days, you know. A lot of people are going down the middle. So it's 1-0 to England. Raheem Sterling goes down the middle. And Southgate will be very happy to nick that. I suspect there'll be a lot of England fans not happy with that performance. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't invest enough care in England to be, we're never going to win this, we're never going to win that. It is what it is. It's a win. Harry Kane's straight down the middle. A risky penalty, that, you know. He would have looked a right prat if he'd have missed. But you look really good if you don't miss. Just literally passed it down the middle of the goal. So 1-0 to England. Time is nearly up. And look, Harry Kane's goal in the first half was a goal. So maybe the referee was looking for a chance to level it up. And he's given a penalty the other end. I don't believe it. Joe Gomez gives a penalty away. What a prat. What an absolute prat. What a prat. I can't believe it. You don't do that. So basically, it's a long ball. What's the defence doing there? Why has Gomez has got the wrong side. And it is a penalty. He knows it's a bloody penalty. I tell you what, maybe there's something about this game that VAR makes it more interesting, because I'd love to see the penalty that was given for VAR, given on VAR. I'd love to have seen that handball, because I don't think it was a handball. And I've got a big feeling that Gomez actually fouls him outside the box. Devils says justice for Iceland. Well, they've got to score it. But so suddenly, Southgate's get out of jail card may be revoked. Awful. I mean, I like Joe Gomez, but why have they got themselves into that situation that he's got to make that foul? I mean, just switch on. Southgate had literally just spoken to Gomez after the goal, and they go and do that. I thought it was outside the box. Anyway, penalty for Iceland. Pickford, can he get those arms out? He looks so small in goal. Oh, he's missed it! He's bloody missed it. What a prat. He's put it over the bar, and England will get the 3 points. Oh, you'd feel for him if you were Icelandic, but how's he missed this? Terrible penalty. Awful. Absolutely awful. Sends Pickford the wrong way, but he puts it over the bar by a good metre. It's not a good penalty, that. Terrible penalty, that is. Awful. And England will get the 3 points then. Pickford celebrating like he had something to do with it. Could a Football Manager series come back, Mark? Says Richard Olsen. I'm sure it could do. I'm sure it could. Pratson. That would have been a really good line. And Mark, when you used to play football, what type of player were you, and were you good? Says Ken. I was very good, yeah. I was quite good, yeah. And I played in a couple of positions, really. When I was younger, I was more of a winger. And then as I got older, I turned into more of like a CDM, sweeper, that sort of thing. Very good at reading the game. Good on the ball. Good passer of the ball. I was never a particularly good shooter, but I did score goals. But I wasn't clinical. Anyway, 4 minutes are up. The referee should be blowing up here. Iceland can't complain. They got that penalty. Maybe the game should have been a draw, but in fairness, you've got to say England have deserved it in what's been a crap game. England have deserved it because Harry Kane's goal should have been a goal, and England scored their penalty. I haven't bothered to change the score, you're right, but it is 1-0 to England. And the referee should be blowing up here. I'm not texting him. He won't answer, but... And we've hit 220,000 subscribers as well, which is fantastic. Thanks, everyone, for that. Please don't let that England performance destroy your evening. I'll be back on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight with the United Stand 8 o'clock show. That's why it's at 8 o'clock. And if you want to see my interview with Danny from The Script, lead singer of The Script, Danny O'Donoghue, Manchester United fan, that's up on the United Stand now. He even plays the piano because he's in his studio when I do it. So give it a watch. Really good stuff on the United Stand there. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you probably tomorrow on here if you want to watch more. Probably doing my Villa career mode. England get the win. We'll have got a watch along for them against Denmark on Tuesday. They need to improve. But check out United Stand as well. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm starving. I'm off for my dinner.